In 1916, 101 million people were living in the United States, and the nation was caught between progress and uncertainty. The richest Americans saw their fortune continue to climb, while everyday people continued to fight for modern labor standards. 1916 would prove to be a memorable year for both triumphs and tensions that faced the American people. On January 17th, a group of golf professionals and leading amateurs gathered at the Taplow Club in New York City for a meeting that would lead to the creation of the Professional Golfers Association of America. By April 10th, the PGA was officially founded, establishing an organization that would shape the future of golf in the United States. February 11th brought the arrest of Emma Goldman, the outspoken anarchist and activist, for delivering lectures on birth control, at a time when the subject was taboo and laws restricted even the discussion of contraception. Goldman's arrest highlighted the deep social battles being fought over women's rights and reproductive freedom. Beginning on March 8th, the turmoil of the Mexican Revolution spilled across the border when Pancho Villa led about 500 raiders in an attack on Columbus, New Mexico. The assault left 12 U.S. soldiers dead before the 13th Cavalry Regiment fought back and drove the attackers away. Just days later, on March 15th, President Woodrow Wilson ordered 12,000 U.S. troops across the Mexican border to pursue Villa in what became known as the Punitive Expedition. This marked one of the largest military operations on foreign soil prior to America's entry into World War I. On March 19th, the U.S. Army reached another milestone when 8 Curtiss Ginny aircraft of the 1st Aero Squadron took off from Columbus, New Mexico. It was the first combat air mission in U.S. history, flown in support of the 7,000 American troops searching for Pancho Villa. May 20th introduced the work of Norman Rockwell to a national audience when his first cover illustration for the Saturday Evening Post, titled Boy with Baby Carriage, hit newsstands. Rockwell would go on to create more than 300 covers for the magazine, defining an era of American illustration. On June 24th, Hollywood's America's Sweetheart, Mary Pickford, became the first female film star to secure a $1 million contract, a groundbreaking deal that reflected both her immense popularity and the growing power of the motion picture industry. July 1st saw the Coca-Cola Company introduce the modern formula of its soft drink and the distinctive contoured bottle it came in. The new taste was a voluntary change to reduce the amount of caffeine in Coke, following a federal lawsuit that was unsuccessful. Starting on July 1st and continuing until July 12th, a series of shark attacks occurred along 80 miles of the New Jersey shoreline, leaving 4 people dead and another horrifically injured. Known as the Jersey Shore shark attacks, the string of incidents shocked the nation and later inspired Peter Benchley's novel, Jaws, which would terrify moviegoers decades later. On July 15th, in Seattle, Washington, William Boeing incorporated Pacific Aero Products, a company that would soon be renamed Boeing, destined to become one of the world's largest aerospace manufacturers. Tragedy struck on July 22nd when a bomb exploded on Market Street during San Francisco's Preparedness Day parade, killing 10 and injuring 40 others. Labor activists Warren Billings and Tom Mooney were wrongfully convicted of the bombing, which sent them to prison until 1939, in what became one of the most controversial trials of the era. August 25th marked a major milestone for conservation when President Woodrow Wilson signed legislation creating the National Park Service. The agency was tasked with protecting America's natural treasures while making them accessible to the public. On September 6th, Clarence Saunders revolutionized grocery shopping when he founded the first self-service store, Piggly Wiggly, in Memphis, Tennessee. The opening was delayed until September 11th because of construction, and when that day came, shoppers were able to select their own groceries rather than relying on clerks to do it, a model that would transform retail forever. By September 29th, American oil magnate John D. Rockefeller's fortune had grown so large that he became the world's first billionaire, a figure unimaginable to most Americans of the day. On October 16th, Margaret Sanger opened the nation's first birth control clinic in Brooklyn, New York. The clinic, which distributed contraceptives in defiance of state law, was shut down just 9 days later, and Sanger was arrested. The moment cemented her as a central figure in the fight for women's reproductive rights, and her efforts would eventually lead to the creation of Planned Parenthood. November 1st marked a labor milestone when workers at the Endicott Johnson shoe factories in western New York began the first officially recognized 40-hour work week, a significant step toward modern labor standards. On November 7th, Americans went to the polls. President Woodrow Wilson narrowly won re-election against Republican Charles Evan Hughes, campaigning on the slogan, "He kept us out of war." That same election brought another breakthrough when Republican Jeannette Rankin of Montana became the very first woman elected to the House of Representatives. Finally, on December 14th, the American Board of Ophthalmology named the nation's first board-certified doctors after examinations held at the University of Tennessee Medical School in Memphis. It was a first step in the broader movement toward medical specialization and professional certification in the United States. Recollection Road loves to recommend LEGACYBOX because we both believe in preserving the past. If you have a cluttered closet with cherished home videos and photos that rarely see the light of day, then you need to visit LEGACYBOX.com/recollection. These irreplaceable heirlooms are rapidly fading away, and they deserve to be digitized and shared with family and friends. And right now, LEGACYBOX is offering you $9 tape transfers. The process is simple. Send in your LEGACYBOX filled with old VHS tapes, camcorder tapes, and pictures. Their team will professionally digitize everything by hand, right here in the USA. You'll get the originals returned to you, along with organized digital copies. I love LEGACYBOX because it makes all my favorite memories available anytime. I can post them on social media or pull up a slideshow on my TV, which keeps special family moments alive. Visit LEGACYBOX.com/recollection to shop their $9 tape sale. That's LEGACYBOX.com/recollection to unlock this incredible offer. Let me know in the comments if I missed anything, and make sure to check the description of this video for links to pick up a t-shirt and sign up for the newsletter. Also, don't forget to visit our friends at Horn & Hardart to save 10% on your next order. Visit hornandhardart.com/recollection. Thank you to our loyal Patreon supporters listed here. Visit patreon.com/recollectionroad to join the club.